Hello everyone, this is Ibrahim Yunus, your powerful motivator. For things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. Today our topic is how to survive, how to make it through the toughest times in your life. I don't care who you are going to face some of the toughest times in your life. Now, some of these times you can dodge them, but there are some of these toughest times you can't dodge them. You need grace to pass through them. And I learned from somewhere that patience is not about waiting. Patience is doing the right thing, maintaining the right attitude while waiting. So a lot of people, when things become tough, they thought patience is waiting, but they can't maintain the right attitude. I'm telling you, your character, when things don't go your way, is the most important thing in life. When things go your way, everybody can behave well. When things are hard, you are doing the right thing, but everything is going bad. That is one of the toughest times in one's life. So how do you survive it? Today, that is what we are coming to discuss. And I pray that, inshallah, it will be very powerful for everybody. So the topic is how to survive the toughest times in your life. So the first one, some of them are going to be like affirmations. When you wake up, say them. Another thing, they are going to be visualization. You close your eyes and see yourself doing it. You will feel it, because the brain doesn't know what is real and what is not real. If you imagine a car knock somebody, and the tie pass on the head of that child, it's just an imagination. You will feel it, even though it's not real. The brain doesn't know what is. So sometimes close your eyes and imagine some of the things I'm going to say, and some of them you have to act them. It's action based. So while I'm stating them, you will know this one is for affirmations, this one is for visualization, and this one is for taking action. So let's go. The first one, put your trust in Allah, or put your trust in God. He will not disappoint you. A lot of people put their trust in other people, and other people have disappointed them. So unconsciously, they think God too disappoint people, or God disappoint them. So the first thing you need to read when you wake up, put your trust in Allah. He will not disappoint you. In fact, I don't trust anybody who doesn't trust Allah. That is something about me. I don't trust anybody who doesn't trust Allah. No matter how beautiful you are as a lady, if you don't trust Allah, I will not trust you, because He is the one. He's the same since Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam time. And I don't care how handsome you are. If you don't trust in Allah, I won't trust you. Trust in Allah, in fact, is very, very important for everybody. Now, show me one person God has ever disappointed. Is it Prophet Muhammad? Is it Joseph? Is it Jesus Christ? Show me one person God has ever disappointed. It's people that disappoint us, not God. So put your trust in Allah, or put your trust in God, and He will never disappoint you. Now let's go to the second thing you could say, or you could visualize, or you could do to help you survive during tough time. It's almost like similar. Put your trust in Allah. Why? Because He has a good plan for you. You know, when you are a young guy, you have some beautiful plan for yourself. What about the plan God has for you? Sometimes if you allow God to work on you, you see His plan is far, far better than the plan you has for you. So it's very, very important. And I've always been using this example. Who manufactured somebody should give me a phone. Somebody should give me a phone. Which company manufactured this phone? Infinix. Okay. So I've always been saying this is a phone. Which company manufactured this phone? It's Infinix. Do they want it to fail? Do they want it to fail? Good. Which company manufactured this water? It's Voltic. Do they want it to fail? No. The company that manufactured this mic, do they want it to fail? Of course no. Who manufactured you? It's God. Does He want you to fail? So put your trust in Allah, because He has good plans for you. Your mom might not have a good plan for you. I'm sorry to say that. Your dad might not have a good plan for you. Your brothers, uncles might not have good plan for you. But God said He's even aware of ants, insects, flies. He knows why you are here. And according to research, scientists, when your father had sex with your mom, he released not less than 800 million sperms. And all of them are struggling to go and fertilize one egg. And a lot of them died on the way. The only person God chose to survive was you. So He has a purpose for you. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. So even look at Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his story. I mean, like, even before he was born, God took the life of the father. 6 years with his mother, God took the life of the mother. I mean, what is really happening? He went to stay with his grandfather, Abdul Muttalib. God took the life of the father. He went to stay with his uncle. God took the life of the uncle. Was Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was he cursed? Oh no. Just because you are going through some difficulties doesn't mean you are cursed. In fact, God said that He disciplined those He loves. When you see some stupid fools, when they act and God allowed them, when you do and He's punishing, He has a reason. He has a perfected purpose for you. You are unique. When you have something you value, do you expose it or you keep it secret or you hid it? We hid valuable things. When you are hidden, it's because you are valuable. And I was reading Facebook, one guy said that even dirty water can still help plant to grow. That's so don't let anybody dirty talk affect you. A plant doesn't care whether it's a clean water or what. It's very, very important. Even look at my story. Look at my story. My 3 brothers, we grew up without a father figure in our lives. Our parents divorced when we were very young. This affected us mentally, emotionally, most importantly, financially. My elder brother became a drunkard and passed away. My younger brother is into weed smoking, tramway in Accra. I am not like that. I was saved. My mom fell sick. I have to take care of everything. Are you saying I'm cursed? Your character, when things don't go your way, is the most important thing in your life. That is where a lot of people lose. When things goes your way, it's the easiest thing. In fact, I'll be doing a program called Can God Trust You with Trouble? Or you just want a good father, a good mother, a good wife, a good husband, good children. Can God trust you? God trusted you with that problem. Look, some people would have been killed. Some people would die, but you are still surviving because God built you. He fashioned you. He knows He trusted you with that trouble. He trusted you with that problem. And trust me, if you know that your character when those things are happening is the most important thing, and you maintain the right character, you'll never come out the same. You come out one day, look at yourself, and you inspire a lot of people. You become a better person from that. So don't give up. Trust me. Put your trust in Allah. He has a good plan for you. God has a good plan for everybody. And I believed because of what I've went through, that is why sometimes when I speak, a lot of people are able to resonate. A lot of the motivators, when they speak, people just pass them. But it's difficult to listen to me, follow, and you not listen to what I'm saying. It's because of what I went through. So God perfected our plans for us. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. Now the third thing maybe you should read, or you should visualize, or you should act to help you survive during the toughest times in your life, is that God said in Romans 8 verse 28, King James Version, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God. Wow. All things work together for the good of those who love Allah. So when things are not going well for you, pause and ask yourself, do you love Allah? Do you believe in Allah? Do you trust in Allah? Do you obey Allah? Do you fear Allah? If the answers are yes, trust that all the things that are happening you don't understand are for your own good. Wow. So anytime something is happening I don't understand, I'll just ask myself, Yunus, what's your relationship with Allah? And Mark, here is correct, here is correct. And then everything is working for my own good. Because God taught for us, I love them. like those of us who have children, I have good thought for Abdul Salam. I love Abdul Salam. How about God? Come on. Just because you go through some ABC, the things doesn't go your way, you lose it, you start taking action. That's why I encourage every youth to have a purpose. When things don't go your way, that energy, if you're a musician, you put it into the music. If you're a footballer, you put it into the football. If you're a speaker, you put it into the speaking. If you are a rapper, you put it into the rap. Like your purpose direct your energy. But if you don't have any purpose, guess what? You smoke weed, you take tramola, you take cocaine, and those things will destroy you, become addictive. Have a purpose. So it's very, very important. It's very, very important. So if you read all the Joseph story, if you read Joseph's story, you realize that all things work together for the good of those who really love Allah. Look at Joseph. His own brothers sold him to slavery. First, they kept him in a well. Then they picked him and sold him into slavery. Not knowing it is those things they were doing that will make him become the prime minister. So sometimes God said he chose every prophet his own enemy. So some of your enemies are chosen by God to help you reach where you are. The most important thing is, what's your relationship? Do you pray? If you're a Muslim, do you pray? Do you fast? Do you give zakat? Or maybe sadaqah? Even if this one city, even if this 50%, what is it? Just, are you okay? Your relationship with God, is it okay? If yes, then trust that all things are working together for your good. So when my mom's sickness became hard, I have to bath her, take care of her toilet before I go to school. I always maintain a healthy relationship with God. So sometimes people will be seeing I was smiling because I know all those things were working good for me. Because God has a good plan for me. He will never disappoint me. It's people that, a lot of people, I'll tell them, I would like to meet here. So yes, let's meet. I'll go there, the person is not there. Somebody can promise you, I'll send you ABCD. You are waiting, they are not bringing it. Sometimes some of them will treat you like, but God is not like that. God is not like that. So put your trust in Allah, because He will not disappoint you. Every human being is not perfect. They are all work in progress. Even you are not also perfect. You've also disappointed some people. We are not perfect. But the key is that put your trust in Allah. He will never disappoint you. That's a reliable way to put your heart and your trust. Now, secondly, put your trust in Allah, because He has a good plan for you. He has a beautiful plan for you. And now the third thing, all things work together for the good of those who trust and love Allah. So if things are not going well, ask yourself, do I love Allah? Do I trust Allah? Yes, then just have that taqwa. Just know that all those things you don't understand, you are not getting, they are all working for your own good. It's very, very, very important. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. And you know one funny thing? There was one man who had a chance to travel abroad for a very powerful contract. The D-Day he went, somebody took his seat. He fought, he couldn't get it. He lost the seat, the airplane ticket. He never understood it. He got angry. He insulted them because this is a hard time. He needs that money. He needs that money. He quarreled and fought, and when he came back home, the wife said, honey, you say you are traveling, what happened? He said, I lost my ticket, and the contract is today. If I don't get it, it's going to affect us. He tried everything. He was hurt, very angry. The children wanted, nobody should talk to him. Surprisingly, 7 p.m., the wife served him food. He was eating with the kids, watching news, only to realize that that airplane he lost the ticket had an accident and everybody died. God was saving him. You see, God is mysterious. He works in ways you can understand. Have you ever been somewhere and God will say, move? You say, why? Move! You move and then something just happened. Like, you can understand people, but you can't understand God. God can use punishment to save you. A lot of people, I don't understand, they lose character when things don't go their way. Look, your character when things don't go your way is the most important thing in everybody. As for when things are good, your wife is okay, children are okay, your mother is very nice, your daddy, everybody can be a good person at that. It's when things don't go like that, your character. Life is not about patience. Patience is not about waiting. Patience is maintaining that good character. Even when things are not going well. Not everybody could do that. Somebody is waiting on an opportunity. Then something will just happen. You see, he will start committing adultery. He will start committing zina. He will start lying. He will start cheating. He will start stealing. That's not patience. Patience is that character. Things are not going your way. You still maintain that character. Because God will bless you based on that character. So when you change that character, you are entering into Shaitan reign, and he will deal with you very mercilessly. It's very, very important. There's another man, he and the woman, they took a boat to travel somewhere, and they reach a point, and I think the boat has a problem, and he has been calling people to assist him. No network. He needed help. Nobody was coming. They pick a shed, put on a very long stick, doing like this. Nobody is coming to their aid. In the evening, they were struggling. So finally, the wife or the woman on light for them to, I think, to get some firewood or something like that. Unfortunately, it burned and even burned their boat. He became angry. Now that you've burned our boat, how can we even repair it and go? Now nobody's got what? He was very angry. Only they slept the next morning. They saw a lot of people came to that place. So what happened? That when they saw the smoke from the boat, they realized that people were there. Look, sometimes God do certain things you don't understand. But the question, do you really trust him? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that innamal a'mal binniyat. Our actions are judged by our intentions. Like if somebody has a good intentions for you and you trust the person has a good intentions for you, even if he's acting certain way, you don't understand, but you know the person has a good intention for you. Trust me, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. God has good intentions for us. So sometimes it takes burning of something you love. The smoke is what will help people to come and assist you. It's very, very important. So now let's go to the fourth way, the fourth affirmation, or the fourth thing to read to inspire you to still, we have some bad times, you can dodge them. Some bad times, you can't dodge them. You just need grace to pass through them. And that's what I'm teaching you. These are the things to help you maintain the right attitude, the right mindset, to be able to overcome that challenge. And when you overcome it, guess what? You are going to receive your blessing. But many people die before their blessing come there. So I would advise you to take some of the things I'm saying. The fourth point is, God will make a way when there seems to be no way. Wow. When you just wake up and things start, just read it, write it, and see it and say, God will make a way when there seems to be no way. It's very, very important. And you know one funny thing, throughout history, God has really shown that he's a way maker. Throughout history, whether it's Prophet Muhammad history, whether it's Nabi Musa, Moses history, whether it's Jesus Christ history, throughout history, God has shown that he is a way maker. He is a way maker. Look at, if you read Moses' story, or maybe watch Moses' story, there was a sea called Red Sea. He came to a point, there's no way to pass. And Pharaoh people were chasing, the enemy is chasing to kill them. So guess what? God told him, put your stick, just hit it there, there will be a way. He did exactly as God asked him to do. And there was a way. God make a way when there seems to be no way. I love that song, that God makes a way when there seems to be no way. So they started walking. They were walking. Now when they were about to end, Pharaoh and his people also came and took part. Now God made, when these people just came out, the water has to just eat up everybody. So that is how it is. God makes a way when there seems to be no way. And this what another thing God said, that when you reach that point, things become hard. That call on him. A lot of people call on other people. A lot of people call their girlfriend. Like call their boyfriend, like call people that are disappointed them. God said, when you reach that peak, call on him and he'll be there for you. So it's very, very important. So for me, anytime something that hard is, I don't joke with my salat. I'll just spread my sajada, pick my Quran, do nafila, and recite Quran. And I'm telling you, but sometimes I'll write the real problem and what I want God to do, and I'll visualize myself it has been done. I'll feel, okay, the next time when I get up, it's done. Spirituality. He said, when you reach that point, call on him. So pray midnight prayers, fast, do sadaqah, and work on your heart. And work on your heart. They asked, some Sahabi asked Rasulullah sallallahu Wama jihad al-akbar ya Rasulullah, which of the jihad is akbar, is the greatest on the side of Almighty Allah? And Rasulullah said, a-jihad al-nafs, your ability to control your heart. We need to work on our heart. Some people's heart is not clean. And when God realizes that your heart is not clean, he can bless you. God loves to bless people with clean heart. And if you don't have a clean heart and you force and get blessed, guess what? You just struggle, and the blessing will, you won't get bukata from that blessing. You lose everything. So it's good we should work on our heart as well. Yes. So God works in ways we cannot see, nor we can understand. So it's hard to really see what God is doing and understand. Sometimes he'll be doing something and you feel like, no, this is wrong. And at the end of the day, you see that it is the best thing for you. And sometimes he'll be doing God ways you cannot understand. So you just have to trust him, believe in him, and love him, and fear him, and obey him. That is all. Now let's go to the fifth point. The fifth point is God's thought for you or for us are not evil. God thought for us are not evil. God thought for us are not evil. It's very, very important. Now look at one funny thing. There were some three guys in white shirts. They were going for a party or church, I don't know. They were passing. And there's another man with a car. He was running, so there was a pothole. The guy used the car, just came and passed, and then there was some dirty water. The dirty water splashed on these three guys, on their white shirt. And the car guy, he didn't even stop to say sorry. He just moved. Oh, then these guys got angry and chased him. They took motor and chased the guy. So we're going to deal with him. So when the man just drove the car into his house, the guys also entered, only to realize that, not knowing, the man was at his office. And then the wife left at him to buy something. And the house catch fire. And three of their children are inside. And they called the man. So he was in a hurry to go and help his three daughters. When the three guys realized it, they forgot about their dirty shirt. They helped this guy to bring the children out. Sometimes I don't judge people's actions. I judge why they act that way. Why did the person act that way? It's because he was struggling to go and save his daughter. So they stop whatever they are doing. Nobody wants to be taken for granted. But once the person understands why you act that way, then we can build a relationship together. So God's thought for you is the best. If you know the thought God has for you, most of the things he's making you go through, you will never feel bad about it. You don't know why. Sometimes those things are things that will change you. Those things are perfecting you for your purpose. Just trust him and believe in him. It's very, very, and then God said that he disciplines whom he loves. When God loves you, trust me, he's going to discipline you. And that is love. I remember the man who loved his daughter so much. The daughter wanted to go to party. He said, don't go. She said she'll go. So guess what? He locked her and threw the key away. Her friends went for the party. They enjoyed themselves, took pictures, shared it to her. The lady was crying, angry. Only after the party, a fight came and one of the best friends was shot and got killed. Not knowing it was the daughter they wanted. They didn't get the daughter. The father locked the daughter. So it was the friend that was killed. Some love could be tough. Not all love is come and take toffee. Come and take drink. Some love could be tough. We call it tough love. You can be locked and save a lot. So now the lady came out, cried for her friend, but deep inside, she knew the father saved her. Fortunately, she completed her school. In future, she got married with her kids, very successful. They asked her what was the biggest secret in your life. That her father, that had not been because the daddy locked her, she would have been the one that would have been killed. So there are a lot of things God will make you go through just to save you. A lot of people, father was in abroad, but Because of the love the father was showing, most of them became drug addicts. But there's somebody whose father was in abroad, but he never received that love. He became very successful. If he had also been exposed to that love, he would have become something. So sometimes you are denying something for something greater. For something greater. So it's very, very important. Just know that God's thoughts for you are beautiful. Now let's go to the sixth point. You do what you can do to the best of your abilities. God will do the things you cannot do. I love this point. I always read this. Yunus, you do what you can do when you are in that toughest times of your life. You do what you can do to the best of your abilities. God will do the things you cannot do. He already said it. There are things only he can do, and there are things you can do. So do the ones you can. Those you cannot do, don't stress about them. Just give it to God and trust that he will take care of it for you. It's very, very important. Now, if you see one funny thing about God, if you read Elisha's story, Elisha went to a widow woman and asked her, young woman, what do you have? She said, I don't have anything except a jar of oil. He said, that's what I wanted. And he blessed her with that jar of oil. Sometimes you might not have nothing, but you have something. And God's blessing is in that thing. If you read Moses' story, God asked Moses, what are you holding? He said, I'm just holding a walking stick. God said, put that stick down. It became a snake. He said, touch at the tail. It became a stick again. He thought he has nothing except a walking stick. God's miracle is never on things you do not have. If you never have a father love, it's because you never needed it. Anything you really need to become a purpose-driven person, God will never let you lack it. Anything you never have, stop craving for it. You don't need it. If you really need it, some people, I never had a mother love. I'm sorry, but I guess you don't really need it. Maybe if you have had it, you wouldn't be the person you are. You wouldn't have been as smart as you are. I never had a father love. In as far as I reason with you, but sometimes you don't really need it. Anything you need, you will never miss it. So it's very, very important. Even look at David and Goliath. Do you know what David used to kill Goliath? People came with their armor, with big knife and other things. David just came with a very small stone, with I don't know how they call it, and that was what he used to kill Goliath. So I'm very serious. You do what you can do, no matter how small it is. You do what you can do to the best of your abilities, and God will do the things you cannot do. Now let's go to the seventh point. Love people and be grateful with what you have. Start to love people because of God. Do things to people because of God, not because they deserve it. People will fail you. You also fail some people. But love people because of God and be grateful with what you have. I love this seventh point. I think one of the things that is really helping me nowadays is to love people because of God, not because they deserve it. They are not perfect. They are work in progress. I'm not perfect. I'm work in progress. Yes, they disappointed me. I also disappointed some people. We are all work in progress. So I just love people because of God. And I do what I can with the best I can. And I don't really care what the person... I'm not asking you should do something for me. I am doing to the best I can for you. If you don't appreciate it, I'm okay with that. You are doing nothing for me. I am the one doing something for you. If you don't appreciate it, that's okay. So I love people, not because they deserve it, because of God. And I'm very grateful for who I am. I'm grateful for what I do. And I'm grateful where I am right now. I believe God wants me to be where I am right now. God wants me to be who I am right now. In as far as I desire certain things, I believe this is exactly where God wants me, and I'm very grateful with that. Now let's move to the eighth point. If you believe it, you will see it. Let me read it again. The eighth point, if you believe it. I don't know. You know, when you want something so much, you see that problems will come. And when a woman is pregnant, 3 months, it's still pregnant, but the pain is not that much. 6 months, There's still pain, but the pain is not that much. But 9 months, the day before she delivered, that labor, things become harder. So the harder it becomes, the closer you are. That's the secret. So anytime you think things become so tough, the question is no more about whether the thing you want to come. The question is, do you have the capacity to birth your baby? Do you have the energy to birth your baby? That is the time for you not to waste your energy. That is the time to preserve. That is the time to strengthen your belief. That if you believe it, you will see it. Forget about so many people nowadays. They want to see it before they will believe it. But that's not walking by faith. That we walk by faith, not by sight. These are people, they walk by sight. They want to see it before they believe it. Trust me, if you believe it, you will see it. In fact, according to psychologists, that we see what we believe. When you really believe something, that is what you see. You find ways to see it in that way. So we see what we believe. So if you really believe in that your dream, it's going to come true. I don't care what is it that you really want in your heart. If you really believe it, inshallah, you are really going to see it. And now look at what George Bernard Shaw said, that a lot of people come to this world, get up and look for what they want. But successful people, they get up and look for what they want. But if they don't get what they want, they create what they want. They create what they want. A lot of people don't know they are creators. This table, for instance, God didn't create this table. He created a tree. So if you want a table, create a table from a tree. So this book, God didn't create this book. So he created a tree. So if you want this book, create a book from a tree. So successful people, according to George Bernard Shaw, that they get up looking for things they want. But in case they don't get things they want, they create what they want. So whether it's Fancy Gadam, whether it's Sarkodie, whether it's Haruna Idrisu, whether it's me, whether it's you get up, look at Sarkodie. He got up looking for what he wanted in Ghana. He wasn't getting it. So he created his niche. Today, currently, from rap, the guy is one of the successful people in the world. So look for what you want in life. But in case you don't get it, create it. You have that ability to create it. We are created by a creator. And whatever you are created, you have a certain petty resemblance of it. So you also can do your own way of creation. Exactly. So let's go to the 9th point. Allah will not test you more than you can bear. I love this quote. Let me see. Allah said in Surah Al-Baqarah, on no soul does Allah place a burden greater than it can bear. You see, I don't care whatever you are going through. Allah said in the Quran, if you really believe, that He will never burden a soul more than it can bear. That problem you are going through, God built you. He knows what you are capable. God is not a bad person. He wants the best for you. It's just a temporary problem. Maybe next 10 years, do you believe you'll still be in that problem? Come on. Allah will never test you more than you can bear. So when you are in that tougher times, I want you to write it and read it. Allah said, I will not burden a soul beyond that it can bear. God, help me, give me grace to pass through this. So it's very important. So God look at your capability before He did that for you. So let's go to the last point, the number 10. Always know that you are a blessing. Always know that you are a blessing. Anytime you wake up, say, I am a blessing. I'm a blessing. I'm a blessing. I'm a blessing. I'll be a blessing. I'm going to be a blessing. You are not going to be a curse. Because of all what you went through, you are supposed to be a blessing and bless a lot of people. So always when you wake up, tell yourself you are a blessing. And listen, God never made a mistake. God has never made a mistake. So you are not a mistake. It's very important. God has a purpose for everybody. Just find your purpose, perfect it, and serve the world with it. I think if you're able to do these 10 things I've stated, trust me, you are going to overcome that problem. You are going to become a better person. A lot of people are going to learn from you. You are going to admire yourself. It's going to build your faith in Allah. You're going to know that even though it was hard, but you were also hard. Yes, I'm well known with this statement. Status in the world is not defined by what work you do, but by how well you do it. It doesn't matter what you do. Whatever you do, give it your all, and everybody around you shall benefit from it. And be givers in life. Don't wait for people to show you love. Give love first. And remember what Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said: that la yu'minu ahadukum hatta yuhibba li akhihi ma yuhibbu li nafsihi. That none of you is truly a believer until you wish for your brother what you wish for yourself. Myself, the entire crew, we wish ourselves the best, and we wish you too all the best. God bless you. And try and subscribe, Ibrahim Yunus. Please subscribe. I need 10K. 10K. Right now I have 1.52K. Help me to get that 10K. I wish you all the best. Bye bye.